justice a little bit?
Sure. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Um, I'm here today live with Paula Forrester. She is an amazing psychic,
Hello,
and
everyone.
yeah, and I had her on before, and it was a real big hit. But she's absolutely wonderful at what she does. She seems to know everything about everything. So, now if you guys, what I wanted to talk about to begin with today is the bullying that is going on in the YouTube world, especially, and it's all has to do with the Watts case. I know that, I am friends with everyone. So no one's going to say to me, "Oh, well, Armchair Detective, he robbed a bank in 1925 or whatever, and therefore you shouldn't be friends with him." I'm friends with Alan. He's a wonderful guy. Dr. B, I love her. We don't have the same theories about the Watts case. I mean, we all disagree on theory. However, we're all friends, and there's so many. I know that a lot of people last week touched base on this bullying thing, and in their, like Unjustified talked about it, and a couple other channels talked about it. But I was off for the week. It was my anniversary week, and my husband took the entire week off, so I didn't do any videos. Why would I? But I was getting more and more frustrated hearing about all the bullying, and I don't, again, I don't want to hear what someone did, 20 years ago that probably has been misconstrued 20 years later. As long as they're a good person, I really don't care. And everyone I know who's out there, all of the YouTubers related to the Watts case, I mean, even someone like Miss Mensa, I certainly don't agree with her theory that Shanann killed the babies. I don't agree with it, but there's a place for her, as Dr. B said. And she provides some sort of comfort to someone somewhere. And that's, all I care about, even though, again, Miss Minson and I don't agree. And it's sort of like attorneys, like a defense attorney versus the DA, and they're trying to convict somebody, and in the courtroom they hate each other and they don't agree on anything, but then they go out for beers and to watch a football game or whatever. It's together. It's so similar to that. The same thing with politics. I know a lot of my friends have opposite views of everything out in the political world than I do, and I don't care. That's just one opinion that they have, and I will never share my political views publicly because I don't want to lose friends over another opinion of mine. So, Paula, you know all about the bullying that goes on
Yeah,
out there on the internet.
yeah.
You were a victim of it because of me. I know. I remember that.
I've been a victim of it since I was in the seventh grade.
Oh, wow. I am so sorry.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was a
I
victim of
and
it
you know
when I
I
was in grade
thankfully,
school.
knock
And
on wood, I
when you're a professional psychic, you're a victim of it all the time. People laugh at you. They say that
oh,
you're a
I
phony, you're
bet.
a fake.
Yeah.
That you're in
Oh,
it for the publicity.
or for
You're
the money or
whatever you
whatever.
are.
Right.
And when
Mm-hmm.
we did Grey Gardens, I took a lot of flack from that.
I'm so sorry.
For Yeah, I mean, and you just have to let it roll off your back at this point.
I know.
You
I know, and I know. I agree.
Especially with like when we did Grey Gardens, I didn't even read some of the stuff people were writing about me because it doesn't matter to me. It
It
doesn't
got
matter
really
to me.
bad, and it was mostly having to do with your relationship to me. You and I actually met, on the phone, I believe the day before you did the seance for Grey
Yeah,
Gardens, and our
right,
mutual friend Walter Newkirk had
right,
not hired you, but he just asked you if you could do a Grey Gardens seance, and I didn't know you. I knew nothing about you, and
right.
it was like the day before you did the seance, we connected over the phone, and that was because I had just written that book of the Ghost of Grey Gardens with Lois Wright. And so you knew I was connected to Grey Gardens in some meaningful way. So we talked on the phone.
And
And
I
then
did
the
the
next day,
seance myself. I didn't do it through you. I did it on my own channel.
right. It had nothing to do with Tanya Hagen. It was all Paula Forrester, and with,
Exactly.
Walter being behind the scenes a little bit, but I don't think he told you, make sure you say this and make sure you thank me and thank Tanya. No, he wouldn't have done that. I know
Right.
Walter. But everyone online accused Paula of working for me, that I hired her. She said a few kind
I'm
words
the
about me.
secret double agent.
That you're a double agent. Yeah, of course you are. And people literally they accused us of working together because the things that Paula said were favorable to me somehow, but whatever she said, it was very kind. And I certainly didn't know what in the heck she was going to say. I didn't even know how she conducted a seance. But so Paula got bullied from that, but that was only because I was the number one enemy on the Grey Gardens forums, and that's so crazy.
Yeah.
And I would tell my entire story, but I don't want to really drag any names out there. But with Grey Gardens, I had been fascinated with Grey Gardens for about 15, 20 years, and I went on to one of the forums on Facebook, and I joined. And shortly thereafter, a gentleman who was actually in the first in the Grey Gardens documentary, he messaged me, and we exchanged phone numbers, and we started talking. And immediately he wanted me to write a book for him. Now, he had another book coming out that another author wrote for him. But he said, let's do our book completely differently than how the other gentleman did his other book, and we'd be fine. So for 9 months, I worked with this guy. I have something like 35,000 words, pretty much, a little bit over half a book if you want to stop at 60, 50 or 60. And one day on one of the forums, a bunch of people attacked me and accused me of being some kind of a horrible, demon monster. And I had no idea what the heck was going on. Well, it turned out the guy who I was writing the book for had been going around behind my back and telling these people that I'm a terrible, terrible person.
Oh no.
And I never understood that, Paula, because he kept calling me, wanting to read more parts of the book and wanting to give input and, tell me to keep on going. You're doing a great job. And then one day, that was it. And what I think happened was that he, maybe a month or so prior to this horrible thing happening to me, I think that he decided, well, my other book's coming out. I don't really want to do a book with Tanya, so I'm going to start telling everyone she's an evil stalker and that she's not really a lawyer or not really an author. Well, I hired an attorney for myself and him, and that was like a $3,000 right out the gate expense. I had cover work done. I actually hired 2 different cover artists because the first one was my best friend's son, and he was pretty good, but he didn't quite get the image that we wanted. And so I hired another one. That was like $500 between the 2 of them. So yeah, and I worked so hard. This was the only project I worked on for like 9 months. And behind the scenes, this guy was telling everyone that I was an evil demon of some sort. And then it continued. The bullying from the people who believed him went on for like a year. And you guys know me. This is who I am right here. I'm not going to be mean to anyone ever. I know Paula wouldn't either. But then Paula got in trouble because they thought she was affiliated with me. Because she said, "Thank you, Tanya," or something in her seance. Isn't that crazy, Paula? I mean,
people can be. It's just so ridiculous. It's vicious. It's mean. It serves no purpose. No. It's just ridiculous what people do. They have nothing better to do with their lives or their time than to just pick on people that they have nothing better to do than to stalk Facebook, to stalk YouTube, and it's just ridiculous, and it's hurtful, and it's mean, and it serves no purpose, and it's just dumb.
Right.
Get a life. Get a life.
Get a life, definitely. And with this new book, with No Inclination, it's all covered up with our faces, but I've had a lot of bullying too, and nothing severe, nothing like Grey Gardens, but it's mostly been people telling me not to associate with this person or with that person or whatever. And I say, this person and I disagree in our theory, but I still love them. There's no reason, because we disagree about a murder and the theory behind whatever happened in the murder, we can't be friends. I mean, what? Like I said, attorneys go to bat against each other every day, and they go out for coffee and have barbecues on the weekend with each other's families. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
That's
not
called being a professional.
You're a professional, and therefore you say, well, whatever differences we have, I'd still have you over for a barbecue because that's fine. And like I said, even with someone like Miss Mensa, I'm sure, and she says that Shanann killed the kids, and I certainly don't believe that. but she has a place in the sense that, again, she might be providing comfort to someone out there. And she has a theory, which is fine. Plenty of women do unfortunately kill their children. I don't think it happened in this case, though. I really don't see that.
No, I don't either.
Again, no, I don't either. Yeah, well, yeah, you would know. But I think I just don't understand all the bullying and hatred for anyone. Hold on, let me grab some of these messages because I'm always terrible with getting messages lately. What am I looking at? Deja. Patty, what? Patty, wait, sorry. Tanya, ignore. Thank you. Doesn't matter where you are. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, they will be there. Pretty pathetic. They have nothing better to do. I agree. And, I enjoy the internet when I can. And obviously we're sitting here on YouTube today. So I really, really love doing YouTube. I didn't know I would until I started popping into everybody else's YouTube channels. As a guest, and that was so much fun that I wanted to continue it myself. They really inspired me. People who you guys tell me to hate were kind enough. I'm Armchair Detective. He had the scoop on my book. He got me in to his show at the end of December, actually a month before the book release. So he got the exclusive scoop, and I'll always be grateful to him for that. And he's always been so kind to me. But whatever, I just don't. Angel wings. Aw, thank you. Hi. Hi, Marie. Hi, Megan J. I was watching one of your shows yesterday. You're awesome. You really are. Allie, Dr. B for president. Wouldn't that be nice? Actually, she wasn't born here. I don't believe. Yeah, she wasn't born here. Oh my gosh. And another thing, you guys calling beautiful Dr. B gypsies. A gypsy, what? My family, my dad came here from Serbia when he was like 8 or 9 years old, and they called them gypsies too. And the thing of it was, my dad was born like 17th in line for the throne of some country. I don't know which one, but we're actually related to the Romanovs. My name is Tanya Maria. My first name comes from Tatiana Romanov, and my second name comes from Maria Romanov. And they were far from being someone you'd talk down to, or they were just simply displaced because of the war. My grandpa was assassinated, actually, in the war, in the Second World War. So they were far from being gypsies, but that's how they were treated, how they were talked down to. And, do not do this. And I don't think gypsies are even bad people. They're,
no,
kind of cool.
Not at all.
Not at all. And how oh my gosh, it just scares me to death how cruel some people are. And even in
it's called prejudice. It's called just blatant prejudice.
Definitely. And I never spoke the language, but I know Dr. B does. And no one bullied me, but my last name was Trottenchuk. And, it's very, very, very Serbian. But so people knew. But my dad had told me that everybody, when they came over here, that everyone made fun of them, called them gypsies. It's horrible. Horrible. Let's see. Sarah Smith, hi all, love from UK. Thank you. Let's see here. Hope everyone's doing well. I do too. Bumblebee and Angelina. Oh, and I was going to tell you guys right here on my forum, in the comments, I addressed this before, but it kept happening. People are calling each other stupid and ignorant. Ignorant is an okay term because it means you don't have all the facts. You don't know all the facts about something. That's the way ignorant was supposed to be used when the gods of the dictionary created the word. But people are using it to say dumb or stupid or whatever. And they're calling other people right here on my YouTube channel, in the comments, they're calling each other stupid. How horrible. And so I've gone through and I keep finding more and more comments, and I promise you guys they'll all be down wherever anyone calls you a name. or says that you are stupid or that you are ignorant, because ignorant is not being used in this scenario to mean they just don't have all the facts. That's being used to say you're dumb. And no one here is stupid. You're not going to be following a case like this and forming theories and doing research if you are stupid. And no one, I've never met a stupid person yet, you know. So stop it, please, please, please. Fox Lady, hey Megan J, I'm watching the 3rd season of AHS. Oh, sorry, they're talking to each other. I didn't mean to pull that up. Feels like I invaded privacy here. Hi Tammy, oh my gosh. You're here. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Angel Wings, Angelina, thank you for being here. Oh, yeah, thank you. I can't believe these things happen, but they do. I can't imagine a mean Tanya. Thank you. I am not going to be very nice to everyone except my husband. I was married. Well, my anniversary last week was my 26th anniversary.
Wow, good for you. Good for you.
And of course, I was married when I was 11. Kidding. I'm kidding. But we weren't much older than that. I mean, no, we were.
It's a gypsy thing.
Yeah, there you go. They're allowed to get married at 11. You know, that's a good one. I should actually use that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm 35, something like that. It was so funny. Someone was trying to be rude to me on one of the other channels, and they called me 40. And I'm like, my God, if you want to keep insulting me, call me 40, and you're got free reign, insult me. I'm a little older than that, but you're close. So anyway, Paula, did you want to talk any more about the bullying, or does anyone out there have anything they want to say, or does anyone out there want to join in our conversation? I can put the link here in chat. Hold on.
Well, just that I'm a firm believer in karma.
Oh, I do too.
I think bullyingism is just something that's going to come back to people, and they're going to live their little miserable lives in their little miserable worlds, and that's all they have to look forward to. And you know, if that's all you have in your life, go for it. You know, you want to take shots at me, take shots at me. It doesn't bother me at all.
No, you're awesome. You're very cool about stuff like that. I know that it doesn't really bother you as much as it does me, but I take everything to heart, and I think everyone I meet is going to be my friend, and that's really dumb. And
but you can't. If you're a public person, you can't. You can't.
Right. You can't. I mean, even, being an author, I can't. And I've been stabbed so many times in the back now. But again, the way I am, I would, if you told me you're sorry, and even the guy who dropped the book and, caused all this horror for me, if he were to say, I'm sorry, Tanya, I did it because of this, and please forgive me, I'd say, okay, sure. I'll be your friend, definitely. So that's the way I roll. I don't hold grudges, and I don't dislike someone because they're mean to me. I'm sure they might be having a bad day or whatever, but I don't like being bullied. That is a painful thing. I don't, no one would. Megan, it's amazing how tough people think they are when they're behind a computer screen. Exactly, Megan, absolutely. Oh, and that was another thing that these lunatics accused me of in the Grey Gardens bullying incidents, was they said that I was my mother's profile, my elderly aunt's profile, and my cousin's profile. They thought, plus like 30 other people. I don't know how to make the second profile. A girl at my publisher made me a second profile 6 years ago, because I was in jail, in Facebook jail, and I couldn't do any more advertising because I was self-advertising everywhere, and they thought I was a spammer, which is crazy. But so they put me in Facebook jail for a week, and this girl made me a new profile with my face and the character of one of my characters in my first book, The Cure. Everyone knows she's me. But these people said that I had many, many, many Facebook profiles, which is so crazy. Who would, am I 12? You know, am I a boy? No. Who would do that? How do you even make one? Because they need a real phone number and they need a real email address. And
Right.
there's
Right.
no way. There's no way. But yet they thought it was all me because this guy told them all I was a crazy stalker who had multiple profiles. Oh boy. But let's see here. Damn, I'm still holding a grudge on a kid from the second grade. That was my spot on the story time card. But Allie, well, let that go, my dear. Let it go. You know, give him a call. Find him on Facebook. I did that. Oh my gosh. I went along with my girlfriends in junior high, and I did something terrible to a girl who was really my friend. And it has haunted me all these years. I found her on Facebook, and I told her, oh my God, I am so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking, you know, the terrible thing I did to her because I held on to it for 30 years, you know. But whatever. And I think that's like literally, except for pushing my brother around, this is the only time I've ever bullied anyone, was that one girl, and I feel so terrible. But she was nice.
I went to a Catholic grade school. In the 7th and the 8th grade, I was terribly bullied.
Oh my.
And then, when it was time to go to high school, I went to a public high school when my whole class went to private schools.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I was able to get away from that whole little clique of people.
Good.
And so then in high school, I became really popular
Aww.
because I was able to have a whole new persona. I was able to be a new person. I was able to be myself.
Sure.
And so that did a great deal for my own self-esteem and my own self-worth. So I was able to get away from these bullies. But bullying at that age can really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I remember coming home from school crying. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go to school. It was really painful, which is why I think I've developed this thick skin now. In that, it doesn't matter. I don't know you. You don't know me. We're never going to meet. You don't matter to me. You can keep your opinions to yourself. You can write them all over on the internet. I know who I am. I know what I see. And, you know, that's that.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that, yeah, I can imagine in your profession, a lot of people, do they even like call you when you're not even affiliated with them, or send you nasty messages like on Facebook Messenger and stuff like that? I can only imagine.
Really. No, not really. I work for an online service to doing readings. I work for key.com. Good. And you can call me on the weekends and get a reading, but they're allowed to leave me feedback, and sometimes that can get a little snarky. But
I'm sure it can, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's very few and far between. Most of my feedback is really good.
Good.
But people can get vicious with that too.
And I know my dear friend David was still going to call you. I don't know when he's going to do that, but he really wants a reading. He drags his feet about everything. I love you though, David. Tanya is one of the, thank you so much, Cher. I love you. You are too. Oh my gosh. I've met so many wonderful people through this thing. My last book, and through being part again of the true crime community, I noticed that the owner of Web Sleuths was actually running around on Facebook too. Not running around, she was actually on Facebook. So I friended her 20 years ago. I used to be in her forum, and we talked about the John Bonet case. And again, if you guys remember me, if anyone out there was in Web Sleuths, I know
Trisha, I used to be on Web Sleuths back during the day of the Scott Peterson trial.
Oh, I don't know if was that right before Kaylee Anthony, or I don't remember.
I don't remember.
What was your hat on there? Because you have to put down a fake hat or whatever.
I'm not telling because I was impersonating someone else.
Oh no! Okay, then I don't want to try him again, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, but I was Wolf Mars girl. If you guys, anyone out there besides Trisha remembers me, I would love to talk to you again, because that was what I was doing while my little girl was a little baby and she'd take a nap, I'd hop on Web Sleuths, and it was such a part of my life. And then I kind of stayed away for a little while when Allie was little, and then I came back during the Kaylee Anthony thing, that horrible thing, So yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows who I am, let me know. Because I had the theory. If you guys were on there, do you remember the theory about Patsy Ramsey's rings and how they and that was me. I made that. That was me. I even did experiments on my hand with rings that were similar to Patsy's, and they came out exactly like the markings on John Bonet's back and on her cheek. So I don't know. I don't know if that. I think I sent it to the Boulder Police Department too. Whatever. I could be wrong. I don't know. But anyway, that's my history with sleuthing. And before that, I was interested in the Adam Walsh case, of course, because that was the first thing. I mean, I was a kid at the time, but I had a little brother, and it was just like, whoa, that really shocked me, and that kind of got me into thinking, oh, I have to follow true crime the rest of my life. Trying to right the wrongs, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know why we're all so fascinated. Trying to get justice for the murder victims, certainly. Yeah. And it never feels right. I don't know. And now, Paula, do you have any new impressions about the Watts case? Anything coming up for him or anything?
I've been thinking a lot about it. I've been thinking a lot about the boyfriend. And I think he was really involved in this, much more than anybody thinks. The male lover.
Okay, I think so too. I believe that, why would that kid come forward, though, if he had anything to hide? Or maybe he did that so that Chris didn't say his name first. And people said, well, he didn't come forward. He might be, very guilty. I don't know.
Yeah.
Most people say that that Trent gentleman was not involved with Chris. And why not? He knew so much. And I don't believe that Nicole Kessinger, Chris's girlfriend, mistress, would go out on a limb and contact these people she knew to say, hey, you got to go say that you had an affair with Chris too. Why, if you're not a hardened criminal and you're not belonging to some sort of a, organized crime, you're not going to involve multiple people. You're not going to come up with this crazy scenario to carry out just to kill people you don't know. Or even if she was obsessed with Shanann, or angry with her for something, you don't kill the babies when you're a woman. I mean, I know women do it, but she didn't know this family well enough. Even if she stalked her from a year prior.
She was absolutely not involved.
No, thank you.
She may have stalked him, but she was not involved with the family's murders.
Okay, thank you.
At all.
Now, do you think that maybe, like you said, Trent, do you think he might have helped Chris Watts kill everyone?
I do. I'm a believer in that he helped him dispose of the bodies.
Really?
I don't think he helped with the murders, but I think he helped him with the disposal.
Oh, and that would make sense that Chris would call him after he did all this and said, Trent, meet me at XYZ and help me. I've done something terrible.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe. Wow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Again, if anybody wants to jump in here, Trent Bolte, what is this? Trent Bolte, set up by Nicole Kessinger. Thank you, Bumblebee. A lot of people think that is what happened, that Trent and that other woman, Amanda, were set up by Nicole Kessinger to say these things that they said when they came forward to the police. And I don't know if that is what happened. Do you think that he actually talked them into, but why? I mean, what?
No.
I don't know. She rather talked them into, I don't know why, or, even if they are good friends from the past, there's no way I could call up my best friends and tell them to come forward and say that you had an affair with a certain person because it'll make me look less guilty. There's going to be one of those friends that's going to talk.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Somebody would talk. Sense. I agree. But what kind of here, Paula, you can answer this. What kind of psychic is Paula? Or is a psychic and the medium is a medium, etc.? You guys know what I'm saying, right? Of course we did, Meg and Jay. What kind of a psychic do you call yourself? What are you?
I'm your basic garden variety psychic. I'm also a medium.
Mm-hmm.
A psychic is a medium. I mean, a medium is a psychic. They're basically the same thing. Some psychics aren't mediums because they're not able to communicate with people that have passed on. But I am, so I am both. I'm both a psychic and
Awesome.
a medium. I read Egyptian tarot. I do scrying. I do candle gazing. I do medium work where I will have a room with 60 people in it and walk around and see where the spirit calls me and then talk to that individual person, which are called gallery readings, which I call Talking with Heaven. And I'm going to start a new show on Facebook and YouTube called Paula Forester's Mysterious Ways. And that's going to come up in about another month or so.
That is awesome. That was, I wanted you to make that announcement tonight because anybody here, definitely look for her YouTube channel. And, Paula, you can make one now, even though you're not ready to start broadcasting, and everyone can follow it and subscribe to it. Please do, because she is amazing. And speaking about that gallery reading, do you have any impressions at all? We've got 45 people here right now. Do you have any impressions from any of them that, they might recognize? Are you getting any thoughts at all from these people? I mean,
someone's mother just died.
Someone's mother just died?
Someone's mother just passed away.
Oh, wow. I am so sorry.
I'm getting roses or the word rose around her.
Wow. Does anyone know?
Does that resonate with anyone?
Raise your hand or make a comment. Nope, nobody. Keep thinking, guys. Well, I know you'd know if your mother just passed away, but it might have been someone else's mom, someone you were close to.
Just passed away, meaning like within the last month or so.
Does anyone recognize that horrible scenario? Oh, J. Ray says my grandmother just died.
Could be grandmother.
Now, was there anything associated with roses surrounding her? And I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yes, I am too.
Yeah, you're right. It could be grandmother because a lot of people, their grandma is like their mother,
Yeah, it's a maternal figure.
That's interesting. Wow.
J. Ray, did she have anything to do with roses? A rose garden, the word rose, roses around her? What was her association with roses?
I remember at my grandmother's funeral, they had roses everywhere. And literally I cannot smell a rose. I cannot stand the rose scent in anything. Because of my grandmother's funeral. I don't want anything rose scented, or I don't want to have a bunch of roses. I don't. No, thank you. I'm not sure she liked the gardens, flowers, and things like that. So that could be it.
Yeah,
something as simple as that.
Could be rose bushes. Rose bushes.
And I'm so sorry, J. Ray. I really am, because losing my grandma was everything.
Well, know that she's happy on the other side, and she's tending her rose bushes on the other side.
Oh, now J. Ray says her mom had a tattoo of a rose on her hip. Oh, but she's been gone for 3 years. It's possible. I don't know, Paula, am I right?
It's possible it could be her.
Yeah, okay. And it feels.
Is there an anniversary of hers coming up, J. Ray? A wedding anniversary, a birth date, a death date coming up of hers?
Interesting. She'll answer here shortly. I know we've got a little bit of a delay as far as the chat, even though it seems live, it's not quite. And I am so sorry, J. Ray, because again, my heart goes out to you from losing your grandmother after you've lost your mother. I still have my mom. I don't have any grandmas left. But that's always so important to me. I have my mom and my mother-in-law. And I can't imagine losing them at this point. I don't know. I lost my dad, and I thought I was going to die. It was just the most horrible thing to go through. He had pancreatic cancer, and he died 2008. So it's been something like 12 years. Yeah. But it seems new. It seems like my dad is still there at my mom's house, Do you think
There's also a spirit of somebody named Michael.
That's my cousin.
Associated with somebody that's watching your show right now.
Aunt Sandy, are you out there? Or even my mother. Michael was my cousin. He died on like a day after his 40th birthday.
Okay.
So I think about Michael all the time. That's my cousin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did Michael enjoy woodworking?
No, he didn't. But my grandpa, he enjoyed watching my grandpa work on metal. Like he would make metal sculptures in the garage, and Michael would always go out there and watch him.
Yeah.
When we were little. But I don't know. Oh, that's beautiful. I hope my Aunt Sandy is here. Sandy, are you here? I don't know if you know how to type in an answer or not. But I hope it's Michael. I really do. And
Michael. It is Michael.
You.
What I'm seeing is them working on like a lather machine.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm probably misinterpreting wood as metal.
Sure.
But know that they're happy and they're together and they're fishing.
Thank you. Oh, my grandpa loved to go fishing. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Oh my God. I think Michael did too, but I always hated fishing, so I'd never go with him. Wow. Thank you.
I love fishing, so.
Oh my God. Thank you, Megan. I hate it. I don't even eat seafood. It was very difficult. Michael and I were we were best friends since we were little. And yeah, so that was really hard and sort of unexpected, but it was like the day after his 40th birthday. So it wasn't that, terribly long ago. So it's still fresh.
You guys grew up together, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
And Michael. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's laughing about the sugared cereal you guys would eat for breakfast.
Oh, we had Captain Crunch every morning. Yeah. For sure. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Don't do this. I cried every time.
I'm reading you.
Thank you. You're reading me. Oh my gosh. How did that happen? Stop.
I don't know. You just popped up.
I know.
Probably because I can see you and we can connect that
way.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh my God, that's fascinating. You guys, Paula is the real deal. I'm sorry. LOL, Tanya and I are so much alike. Personality, really, Angelina? Oh my gosh, why don't you come on? I would love to meet someone who acts crazy like me. But yeah, no, I cry about everything. And thank you, Paula. That really means a lot to me. Wow.
And did Michael have a motorcycle?
No, but my uncle did, and he took us for rides on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm picking up a strong vibe of a motorcycle.
Yeah, my uncle did. And when we were at our grandma's house, he would always take one of us for a ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
of course, our parents were just, but I don't think that Michael had, I know he didn't have a motorcycle. Because our mutual friend.
He's talking about a motorcycle and how he enjoyed riding so much. And how he enjoyed that with you being there as well.
Yeah, it was probably from when we were kids. So we used to ride on my Uncle Tony's motorcycle. But that was the last time I went on later in life when, I'm a couple of years younger than Michael. When I was like 18 or 19, our mutual friend, who's my best friend, Natalie, she hopped on a motorcycle with her friend after work, and they got into an accident in the parking lot where, it was strange. The parking lot was abandoned, the Toys R Us parking lot, and they ran into, some car ran into their motorcycle, and Natalie ended up, her foot got cut off, literally hanging by one tendon in the back. And they sewed it back on. She's got her foot, but it's a horrible disaster. It looks like a foot that's been sewed back on. She can hardly walk. But after that, I know Michael and I were kind of like, oh, no more motorcycles for us. But, and I know even my daughter will not get on a motorcycle of any, no matter how cool the boy is. Well, she's got a longtime boyfriend now, but because she remembers Natalie's story. And even Natalie's boys, I think one of them has a motorcycle, but he won't write it in front of Natalie because she's so against the motorcycles. And Michael and I were too after that happened.
Why is he talking about spaghetti?
Our grandma made this trademark spaghetti that no one else can make, and we always loved it.
Yeah.
And Michael would make fun of me because I cut up the spaghetti strands instead of wrapping them. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. That's amazing. RJ, who is RJ? Kid Canuck. Kid Canuck, hello. Kid Canuck is sort of like our resident jokester, but he has some fascinating theories. I don't like all of them because he certainly says things that I don't approve of. But I would love, Real or Kid or Joe or whoever you are. Do you have any videos coming up? You said you might have some up this week. I've watched everyone you have. And that's crazy. And for a second, I thought you were neighbor Nate. Actually, that ran through my head thinking you were him. Tell me you're not. Thank you, Hagen. You're welcome. And again, we don't agree in our theories. I really don't agree in part of your theory. But we're friends and we're cool. And he, makes jokes here and there to lighten up the air around here. And the last book I tried to give away, the winner never answered me. I'd have to look into who that was. So I might just give that book away again unless she I know it was a woman. I'll have to look and see what her name was. Unless she comes forward wanting her book. I might have to run that one again. So I might give out 2 books this week. I don't know. We'll see.
Your grandmother had very serious arthritis in her hands, didn't she?
My grandma on my dad's side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mother has arthritis everywhere. My grandma died at 54. Mm-hmm. So we don't know what she would have had. Yeah. She had brain cancer that actually went to her breast. And they assumed at first it was just plain old breast cancer, and they removed all that, and they didn't need any radiation, whatever. And then they found out that it initiated in her brain. So she had brain surgery. I mean, she passed away right after that. She wasn't right.
Well,
yeah. And I still remember getting that call. My grandpa called my mother in the middle of the night, and then my mother came and woke me up. I was like 10 or 11, and she said, Grandma just died. And oh my God, I don't even know, I remember us going to the hospital, and Michael and I, we pretended we were like 12 or 13 or whatever. Michael actually was 13, I think, because you had to be 12 to get into the ICU to see your loved ones. So our parents lied about our ages so we could go in. My little cousin Mark and my little brother Danny couldn't go in because they were clearly, like 9 years old. But Michael and I got to go. But no, my dad's mom had terrible arthritis. Her fingers were really messed up. And I believe my mother-in-law does too.
Because she's around you now too.
With my grandma?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she is. Oh my gosh, she passed away at 98. When my daughter was 2 or no, she was 17 months old. I remember that clearly. And did I ever tell the story out loud? I don't know, but I love your impression of it. Every night Allie in her room, when she was 14 months old, she started climbing out of her crib. So we had to replace it with a children's bed or whatever. And I would lay there with Allie on the little bed until she fell asleep. But every night, so that she could get more time to play, she would like jump up out of bed, crawl over my body, and say, I'm going to go find a new mommy. I don't like this mommy. You're making me go to bed early. I'm like, no, Allie, it's, like 11 o'clock at night. You got to go to bed. And so one night I decided to turn on, and Kelly had worked, he was working at the Chicago Tribune, and he was working afternoon shift. And he would come home at like 11 or get off work at 11 and come home by like midnight. So Allie and I were all alone in the house, and I turned off all the lights outside of her bedroom so that she wouldn't be so happy to get up because she wouldn't be able to see and she couldn't reach the light switches yet. So, but she did. She got up and said, I want a new mommy. Bye. See you later, mommy. And I heard her playing. She had this big kitchen, a doll kitten or like a plastic kitchen that kids have. And I knew that there was a Barbie on top of it when we had laid down. And I heard the Barbie fall off the top, and Ellie giggled, and I heard her playing in her little kitchen. And then she started screaming, terrified, saying, no, 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 screaming. And she ran back to her little bedroom and jumped over me, and she buried her head in my shoulder. And she said, I don't want a new mommy. I want this mommy. I don't want another mommy. And I said to her, what? And she said, there's a lady in the living room. Okay. And we had a small little house at that time. That was our first little house. And so I said, what lady? What, my God, what did she say something to you? And she said, yes. She said, Baka. And Baka was what, of course, what we called my grandma. And then the next day we had a collage of maybe like 400 family photos on our one wall. And I said, Allie, on this wall, do you see the lady that was in your, she said there was a lady in my living room, or in the living room by my kitchen, by her kitchen. I said, Allie, do you see the lady who was by your kitchen in the living room? And she said, yeah, she's right there. I mean, Allie was fully talking at like 9 months old. And she pointed to a photograph of my grandmother when my grandma was 18 years old. Mm-hmm. And now she passed away at 98. And we had plenty of pictures of Baka up there being older. And Allie knew her a little bit, but barely. So what, do you think she really saw my grandma? Was it really my grandma?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she didn't mean to scare Allie. I know that. Yeah.
Because what I believe, and from what I've seen, when spirits pass, they go back to the happiest age they were when they were alive.
Sure. Okay, good.
So they're not like 98 years old. They would go back to when they were 24, 18, sure. 19. Sometimes they present themselves in like World War II military uniforms and things like that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Absolutely.
Isn't that creepy? Yeah. I mean, that's been the big story of my, the big ghost story that I have. And then Kelly got home later that night, before the next day when she pointed out Baka, and he just was shocked and stunned. And I think that little house was a portal for spirits. Mm-hmm. Because when we bought a bigger home and my husband was painting the rooms, he saw a shadow ghost like right in front of him in the hallway. Yeah. And it creeped him out. And then also later, Allie, oh my gosh, Kelly had gone out to Walmart or something, my husband's Kelly, and Allie and I were laying on her little bed in her room, and you could see through all the way through the hallway and through the living room from that vantage point. And she said, oh, Daddy's home from Walmart. He had just left. And she jumped up and ran to the living room searching for her dad. And she started crying. Where did he go? Where did he go? Where did Daddy go? And she said that what she saw was her daddy in like a pair of red shorts, a white t-shirt, and a red baseball cap. And Kelly didn't wear any of those things, Mm-hmm. She said that he walked from where the kitchen area was to the front window and disappeared.
Wow.
We had a lot of, and we found bullet hole. I mean, this is in Downers Grove, Illinois, beautiful upscale place. And mm-hmm. There were bullet holes, what looked like bullet holes. And it might've been jerks just, practicing shooting in our garage door. That was really creepy. So I don't know.
That is creepy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could probably, now that the internet knows everything, I could probably look up if anything happened there. Mm-hmm. I might do that actually.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I had exactly the same reaction when I came upon a spirit. No. Yeah. My little girl. And, she was 9. No, she wasn't 9. She was 17 months. Not 9. When she was 9. No, when she was older, she told me about the guy in the living room that walked through the wall. She said, I should have known it wasn't Daddy because Daddy can't walk through walls. Right. So it clicked in her head later in life.
Well, she's a sensitive child. She sees spirits. Mm-hmm. And she has a gift. She has a gift.
And definitely she does. And we used to have this, what we called Allie and Mommy Magic, where she would know what I was thinking. And I remember one time I was giving her a bath and she's like 3, and she I was thinking in my head I wanted to pull out this one like jaggedy hair clip that I haven't worn in so long, and I really kind of like it. So I went searching through the drawers. I didn't tell her what I'm doing, and she started freaking out, screaming and crying, Mommy, no, don't wear that hair clip, Mommy, no, I don't like that hair. She was being a brat, but how in the world would she know I was just thinking about looking for a particular hairpiece when we had everything in those drawers, from toothpaste to whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I know before she was born, by our front door, we used to hang, what was it, like a picture of flowers or something like that. And there was a little boy over. My friend Denise, she brought her nephew, and he was like 8, I think. And he was running in and out playing with the neighbor kids. And finally, Denise said, go change into your swimsuit or something like that. And he ran into the room that, you know, not for 2 more years wouldn't be my daughter's room. It was just our guest room. And he came out and said, where's your little girl? And I was like, oh, honey. And Kelly and I were going through in vitro fertilization. We were so desperate to have a child. And I said, oh, honey, I don't have a little girl. And Denise scolded him, knowing my struggles with infertility. And I said, no, it's okay. It's fine. And he insisted that room was my little girl's room. And I said, where'd she go? She was just here. Where'd she go? I'm like, oh, boy. Wow. And then 2 years later, Allie came along, and where that photograph was hanging of the picture, or of the flowers rather, it fell off the wall, just like violently fell off the wall.
Wow.
And Kelly ended up putting a big portrait of my daughter up there, and it stayed on the wall forever. So I think that, I don't know, she was communicating with us before she was born, and then I imagine her being like Carrie and knocking down that picture because she wanted her picture. I don't know.
Well, but childhood is often referred to as the time of forgetting. We're encouraged to forget our psychic abilities, to forget our intuition. We're told it's wrong, it's bad, it's fantasy. Excuse my voice, it's allergy.
Oh,
no. We're told that we're making it up. It's fantasy, it's illusion. It's not real. Instead of encouraging kids to delve into their psychic abilities, to go with their premonitions, to go with their visions, to go with what they're feeling. So, children can be extremely psychic. And we should be encouraging children to safely develop their psychic abilities rather than tell them that it's all their fantasy and it's not real and it's wrong, and punishing them for making up stories and stuff like that.
My mother and my grandmother and my aunt, Michael's mom, they were all very supportive of my early psychic abilities. And I remember one time I saw in my grandma's house, I had a dream that my great grandma was sitting at the end of the hall on this piano seat that my grandma had. And I believe my great grandma passed away like a couple days later. And my great grandma used to say that she always knew when her kids were going to pass away. She had like 14 kids, because she'd see them floating by her bed in the middle of the night. Like the day before she passed, before my grandma passed away and all her other family. But that's kind of weird. And I know that, and my mom and my whole family, except for my dad, didn't know anything about it because he'd think we were crazy. But there was one point where I had some kind of weird telekinesis. Is that what it's called when you move things? Or is it something else?
Yeah, telekinesis.
Yeah, I was playing, and we had a shower door that slid very easily. And I was just playing with it and thinking, I'm going to open this. And I don't know what inspired me to just put my fingertips about an inch or two from it. And I thought, okay, move, shower door, move. And it literally started sliding open. And there was one time my girlfriend and I were sitting in my bedroom floor, and we decided to try to I was a little bit older, and there were my pom-poms were up on the bed, like the canopy bed, like hanging on the corner. And she and I were saying, okay, pom-pom, shake, now shake. And we said it, we did it a million, and they started shaking. Oh my God, we were scared to death. But so yeah, my family was always supportive of that, and I always supported what Allie. And then, later in life, Allie says that the stuff she did when she was little, that was genuine, but she never kept it as she grew up for whatever reason, even though I was very supportive. And I talk too much, don't I? Oh my gosh.
No, my family was very supportive of it too. People have been asking me how long I've been doing this, and I said, how old am I? Because I've been doing this since I could learn how to read. We learned how to read playing cards in our family when I was old enough to pick up a deck of playing cards and be able to read a book on what they meant. And my grandmother was right off the boat from Poland, and she went to the table tippings and the seances and the mediums and everything out there. So, I mean, I went to a Catholic school. So I went to Catholic school 3 times a week and came home and used the Ouija board
Sure,
and
I did
watched
too.
Dark Shadows. So, I mean, it was something that was very encouraged when I was growing up. And it was very, it was like encouraged and it was like, here, read my cards. My mother was always, read my cards. What am I going to do? So I've been reading cards probably since I was 6 or 7 years old.
Wow. No, I was more like, I think I was 8 when I moved the shower door or whatever. And then I started reading tarot when I was about 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And we did the Ouija board all this time. And one time, oh my God, another story about me moving stuff. My best friend from childhood, who's still one of my best friends, Laura, we would go over to, when Laura and I were like 13, and our parents were best friends too. They would go out to dinner or whatever. And Laura and I were old enough to babysit our little brothers who were like 8 and 9 or 10 or whatever at the time. And we'd let the boys go off and play. And we did these little seances where one time we had a candle. And I said to Laura, let's try to make it move. Let's make it move. It was a candle on a stand sitting there. And we were at her brother's bookshelf, which had sort of like a hutch underneath it. So we put the candle there. We sat down by it. We put our hands on the table and we said, move, move candle. And I thought my thing was I wanted to make the candle light flicker, but I guess maybe the ghosts or Laura or whoever had a different thing in mind. The candle on its stand moved like a foot, like
wow.
Slowly moved a foot, and it burned the bottom of Wesley's bookshelf. He's still got that hole in that bookshelf. Laura told me. It's really creepy. Really, that was really weird. I was big into moving things, and I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know, but I no, obviously can't do it anymore because I grew up. And everything is possible when you're little. That's one of the reasons.
You could learn how to do it again.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe. Thank you. I might. Let me get back to some of these questions here. Did Nick drive around? Oh. What is this? Did NA get to Chris in another vehicle and call Nick to come over when Nicole Atkinson couldn't get into Chris's house? I don't know. I think she traveled with her son and her daughter that day, wherever they had gone before they arrived at the house. J. Ray, I would love to be sensitive. I think it's so cool. Yeah, it is sometimes, but
we all are. It's just a matter of developing our abilities.
You just have to recognize it and let's see here. Recognize it and practice it. Angelina says she has bad arthritis too. I am so sorry. I have it in my back, and I'm embarrassed about it. It affects my legs. The pain, there's pain in my legs from what I've got in my back. But you'd never know it looking at me. I run everywhere, and you'd never know that I actually had this terrifying pain. Is kid the same as real? Yes, they are the same person. No injuries, but motorcycle totaled. Oh, so maybe that's maybe she's the motorcycle person. I don't know. Paula Forrester, when did you learn you had abilities? So that's what we were talking about. As long as she's been alive.
Probably when I was about 6 or 7 years old.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Reading playing cards and watching Dark Shadows.
Katie. Hi, Katie. I've been going over stuff, and she's talking to Kid or Real or whatever his name is. And I'm thinking a whole new way now. Nicole Atkinson knew some stuff, and it's odd hearing it now. No, I've never seen her as doing anything wrong. That poor girl. Really, I don't think so. I think that at the worst, like I said, she might have given Shanann one of her medications, whether it was a headache medicine because Shanann's weren't working strongly or quickly enough, or a Xanax or whatever to make Shanann relax. But then again, I don't know a pregnant woman who would take someone else's prescription. And as I've said before, I've given, antibiotics to my best friend Natalie, just to save her the trouble of running to the doctor and all this just to get a prescription for her earache. So I know that women who are very close do occasionally share medications, but I don't know. My guess is that's why Nicole Atkinson was concerned, because she did give her something and she thought she had killed her. You never know. And that says nothing bad about Nicole Atkinson. I think she's a wonderful lady. I really do. How was Nicole Atkinson on Chris's doorbell cam at 12:10 when her car never arrived at Chris's until 12:20? That's a good question, but I think it could have to do with something about the Vivint system being off, or something like that. And I know that that's another thing I wanted to bring up. If you listen to Nicole Atkinson's interview with the police, with Ellie, you'll hear her say, Chris called me at 12:27 and he asked me if we were still there because my son was messing with the garage. And I lied to him and I told him we weren't, but we were literally just getting ready to get in the car. And then later in the talk, while she's talking to Ellie, she looks at her phone and she says, 12:42, that was an incoming call from Chris. Oh, wait, that's when he called me to ask me if we were messing with the garage. So she was actually there at 12:42. It wasn't 12:27. That was when she called Chris. So at 12:42, she was there with her kid, jiggling the garage door and waiting to see if Chris came home. And that's when Chris called and said, hey, you're messing with my door right now. And she lied and said they had just left. So go back and listen to that interview. I'm sure you'll get exactly the same impression that I had. You have to listen to it, continue on until she says, oh, wait, 12:41 or 12:42. That's when Chris called me about the garage door. And that didn't happen twice. It only happened once. So what everyone's saying about the garage door going off at 12:42, that was right when Chris called and said, are you messing with my garage door? I think she's slightly off about her time frame, because who's going to remember when someone called me before or after shopping at the clinic and things like that. And I know that her Life 360 or whatever that app is showed where she was, but again, the time could be very off. It's very, I believe that's the app that's actually delayed. So I don't know. Let's see here. I'm not saying anyone can't give their opinions. I'm disagreeing and giving mine. That's fine, Kelly. Please do that. Of course. Everyone is, open here at least to give your opinion. Mr. Kid needs to stop. Who's Mr. Kid? What are you talking about? Okay, Paula, they say I talk too much. I think there's this person in Jimeva. And I do, but I'm cool. I'm a normal person. I talk too much. But okay, Paula, they want to listen to you. That's so weird.
What do I have to say? Give me a topic.
Yeah, give Paula a topic. I know. So do you, I don't know. Continuing to talk about the Watts case. I'm going to keep talking. I'm sorry. One of my readers actually sent Chris one of my books, or actually this book, No Inclination in Prison. Do you think he read it? And do you think he
I think he did, yes.
Okay.
Yep, I think he absolutely did.
Thank you. Okay, because I know a lot of it would, comfort him. And one of the reasons I wrote the book was to comfort the family, is not necessarily Chris. I don't think he deserves any comfort, but I don't know. I wanted it to affect him in some way. And I think, by the way, I wrote the book and everyone feels like they're alive again. And I don't know what I'm saying. But
I think he had an emotional reaction to it.
Okay.
I think it was a mixed emotional reaction to it.
Okay.
It brought up some guilt, but it brought up some emotion of his family and the remorse. I think he does feel some remorse. Okay. Even though I do think he's a sociopath. Mm-hmm. I think there is an element there of remorse about what he did. Okay. Looking back over the years of what he did. Okay. And so I think your book kind of triggered that. It touched the nerve.
Okay, thank you. I hope that it did touch a nerve and that he thought long and hard about his crimes.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see here. Hi, Archimedes girl. Hi, Mia. Oh my gosh. You are awesome, Mia, and I'm sorry you've been a victim of some of the bullying as well. I would love to go on your show, by the way. Maybe we could do that sometime. But thank you for being here, and thank you for watching all my lives. I try to get to everybody else's lives, but I run out of time, and then I always watch things in arrears or whatever you want to call it. So, Paula, do you see that this Nicole Kessinger is going to be accused, or even do you think they'll bring her in again for questioning, or do you think they're pretty much convinced that she had nothing to do with it as far as the law
I
enforcement?
think they're pretty much convinced that she had nothing to do with it, even though
Okay.
I think that there was something there. I think she knows more than she's saying.
Okay.
But I think they're leaving it alone at this point.
Okay.
They're not going to pursue it with her.
Because she's a little fish and Chris was the big fish. I'm assuming that they really wanted to get to kill her.
Yeah,
Not
it's pretty much a done deal.
Okay. Okay. And I don't know where she is, but someone said they saw her in Colorado. I don't know if she's still there. She might be. I don't know. But what do you think about there being a bad, evil force in that house, in the home where the Watts lived, where they were killed?
Well, of course, because of the trauma that was inflicted there. Of course, there's a bad energy in that house. I wouldn't live there.
I wouldn't either.
Just from the trauma of the murders, there's that bad, evil force in the house now.
Okay.
So it would take a serious cleansing to clean out that house and get rid of the energy that is there
And
from what occurred there. But did it cause what happened? No.
No. Okay.
What caused what happened was human personality, human opinion, human sickness. It was Chris. It caused it. It wasn't anything maleficent that was going on.
Okay.
Within the house itself.
I think the house now took on some sort of a dark something from the murders,
Is there someone living in the house now?
No, they have it up it's a sheriff's sale, but it's a foreclosure. And they keep bumping back the date, and I think that might have to do with COVID. And does anyone out here know? I mean, I could probably look it up myself, but I keep losing all these little bits of information. Does anyone know when the home will be up for sale again? Or when it'll actually go? Because I know that with the sheriff's sale or with any sort of foreclosure, I used to be a realtor, so I know that you can. What you do is you make a bid, and you bid as high as you possibly can because you only get one shot, and you don't know what everybody else is bidding. So in a regular home sale, you'd call the listing agent, and I'd say, well, my people are offering 200. And they'd say, oh, we've got another offer on the table that's much higher. And then my people could come back with a higher offer. But when you do a sheriff sale or a foreclosure, I believe people don't know the sheriff sale too, how much the other guys are bidding. So it's kind of a blind way to go in. Hold on. I didn't watch hockey. Oh, okay. Would I mind asking Paula my question? Oh, Megan, sure. I have a hard time seeing without my glasses on. I look like an idiot with my glasses on, and I can't, the screen, it shows up blue in my glasses.
What's your question?
Yeah, can you, honey, I'm so sorry. Megan, could you repeat it again? Your question, I'm so sorry. I can't find it. Let me go. I'll keep looking too. Let's see. Oh, I hate dead air. I hate silence. That's why I keep talking.
I could sing, but everybody would turn their screens off.
I know. When I used to do TV news, we had to keep bantering, and I became used to doing that because even a 10-second dead air, audience think it sounds like it might as well be 10 minutes.
Right,
So I
right.
had to do what they called meaningless banter in between, whatever, in between the
Well,
segments.
while you're looking for her text,
Yeah,
I'll say that on Mysterious Ways, we're going to be talking about some true crime cases too.
good. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so awesome.
So I'm going to have Vinny and Danielle Parco, which are both PIs,
Oh,
on the show as
yeah.
well.
And
So Vinny's available now too. So they're going to discuss it from a PI point of view, and I'm going to discuss it from a psychic point of view. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, not just true crime. We'll talk about spells. We'll talk about readings. I'll do readings live. We'll talk about metaphysics, the occult, the paranormal. It'll be all kinds of various interesting things that will go on Paula Forrester's Mysterious Ways.
I cannot wait. I really can't.
It'll be a fun show.
Oh, definitely. But Megan, I don't know where your question is. I'm so sorry. I keep looking. Can you see the chat, Paula, or no?
What?
Can you see the chat rolling by or no?
No.
Okay, let me look then. Okay, dead air. What can I talk about? Oh, it was my anniversary last week. I told you that already. 26 years. Kelly, no. Where are you? Here we go. There it is. Okay. Paula Forrester, how difficult is it for you to block out certain things and control your abilities?
I've had various mentors in my life, various teachers in my life, and I learned how to shield. And that is to put up a wall, a psychic block of information or energy that I don't want to come close to me. So I've been trained on how to do that, how to push it away or how to block it. So I can do that on command because I need to. When I read people, sometimes I don't want their energy around me. And so I've learned how to block their energy or block their negativity or whatever they're talking about that I don't want close to me. And how do I control my abilities? Again, I've had various mentors. I've learned the alpha countdown, which is a series of colors and numbers you use to put your brain into instant alpha state, which is where you are when you're sleeping, but it's also where you are when you're your most psychic. And you can do it while you're conscious. And I learned that from Laurie Cabot, the Witch of Salem. And I learned that over 30 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. And it's how you retrieve psychic information on cue when you want it. And
that's what I can't do. I can't get
for over 30 years, and it works really well.
Wow. Okay. No, I just get hit with various facts about someone who's recently passed or whatever. If I think about that person, it has to be recent though, as in yesterday or the day before, and they give me different things to tell the other person, their surviving loved ones what, and with Michael I did that, and there were so many things that my aunt ended up finding because I told her where he told me they were. And then with my father-in-law, when he passed, he left a shirt to Kelly. And I had this dream about that particular shirt and that here's where it is in your mom's closet. And, various messages that my father-in-law, not my stepdad, but my husband's stepdad had for my mother-in-law. But I can't, I can't do it on cue. It comes to me and I just think that, these weird things about, like you said, about roses or whatever. But I'd love to learn how to control it. Now, you were mentioning colors and letters. Do you have synesthesia by any chance?
Say that again?
Synesthesia. Where every letter has a color to it and every number has a color.
Yes.
You do.
7 is red, 6 is orange, 5 is yellow, 4 is green, 3 is blue, 2 is indigo, 1 is orchid.
No, you're wrong.
You count yourself down that way. And then you count it down again with just the numbers.
Wow.
And that puts you into instant alpha state. You pull up the screen of your mind, which is right here. And you
Okay.
see it as a TV screen, a illuminated TV screen that you're watching to get the psychic information. And sometimes I'll blend in oil, which helps with gathering psychic information, and I'll wear it on my third eye to help with bringing in information. Especially if I do a large group gathering, I will wear the oil,
Oh,
not
okay.
only to protect myself against the energy of this room full of people that I don't know, but also to make myself more psychic and to bring in more information.
That is so cool. Yeah. And I wondered if you did that because I know that every letter has a color. I see words in front of my eyes whenever anyone speaks, the words right there in black and white in front of me. It's not really there. It's in my mind's eye, and I have some music. Sometimes music will initiate the thought of a shape in my head. And with time, any passage of time, daily, I see, the days and the weeks and the months on like what looks like a hopscotch kind of floating in space. And I can't say Saturday without seeing this hopscotch floating in place where the Saturday and Sunday are a little bit whiter than the days of the week. And Saturday is like a reddish pink, and Sunday is anywhere from a light, I'm weird. And it's called synesthesia. And what that is when you're about 14 months old, all of your senses, like your hearing, your smell, and your taste, and your speech or whatever, that all separates. But people with synesthesia, it actually stays bound together. So that when you say the letter A, I see a big red A, and B is blue, and C is yellow, and that's common for most synesthetes, those exact colors. But I have colors for every letter in the world, every letter in the alphabet.
That method of colors and numbers is very similar to the method that Edgar Casey used too.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. And I was going to ask you too, Danielle Parco and her dad, were they the subject of that, was it like a TV series in the 80s
Yeah,
maybe?
they had a reality TV show.
Yeah. What was that called? I found it stumbling
Parco
on.
PI.
Yeah, okay. That was so, if you guys want to watch that, we had Danielle on here one day with Paula, and I had no idea that they had made a TV series out of her dad's business. That's awesome. And they actually had a character for Danielle and everything. Really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good people.
Kid Connect needs to stop monopolizing your chat. We were listening to you and Paula, and now it's CW. Oh, okay. So maybe you weren't talking to me. I'm so sorry. If you were not talking to me, if you were talking to people in the forum, I'm sorry. I don't know. I know not what I do. But it's difficult when the chat does go by so quickly, and I know that you guys who are other creators, that that it goes by so quickly. Caffeine Q also had a question for Paula. Okay, I'll look for that. Got it, Megan. Thank you. Caffeine Q. Let's see.
Okay, what's the question?
I'm looking. Did she post it again? Okay, wait. I asked a question. It's way up there. Caffeine Q, can you do it again? I am so sorry, but I've got this giant list of words that keep going by my face, and I can't keep up with it. Let's see here. I think you picked up on something no one else has. I don't know who she's talking to. Probably Paula. You're not just pretty face girlfriend XO. Or is that somebody else? Let's see. Come on. Is Paula the psychic that called the cops in the Chris case in August of 2018? No. That wasn't her.
No.
Oh no, her name was like McGraw or something, or but she had a really good vision, and I know you've worked with the police before and with private detectives as well. But this woman had, I think she said that pretty much what looked like the site where Shanae and the kids would be found. And
I work with the New York City Police Department on a murder case in the city.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure you can, give them a lot of information. A lot of them, are they not reluctant to let you work with them? Or are they okay?
Very.
They
They
are?
make jokes about you. Talk about
Oh,
bullying.
yeah, I'm
Some are
sure.
some are some are open to it. Most are not. They make fun of you. They kid around about you. They're like, "Well, we'll believe you if you give us the winning lottery numbers." Um,
It doesn't come like that, though, mister. It doesn't work that way.
yeah.
No.
But then when you tell them things that only they know, that they have not released to the
Sure.
press, then you become almost a suspect.
Or they think you're the killer, right?
Yeah, you become a suspect in the case.
You would. You probably would, I'm sure. So it's probably better for
I
you.
was actually called in by the DA's office to stay off that block and threatened to
Oh,
stay off that block. Yep.
why? Why
They
would
were
you want?
just intimidated by how much I knew.
Oh my gosh, I bet you were on the suspect list then. I
Yep.
bet. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh my. Well, maybe if you do work with the private detectives, that might be a better even to tell them. I would think I would go to them
Well,
first
it was
because
while I was working for the private detectives that I was
oh,
funneling the information to the police.
okay, okay. Um, let's see. No, it was not Paula. I'm just going to start clicking them up here. I've always seen an overwhelming amount of flies in demonic movies. Oh, so when that happened, the first thing my mind went to was spiritual. Um, yeah, is there why are flies attracted to dark places that have dark atmospheres or whatever, Paula? Do you know?
Dark atmospheres with what?
Why flies, flies like little bugs. They're often attracted to homes where
Yeah.
there was something demonic there.
Yes.
Um, and why? Do you know
Actually,
what?
some of the Spanish, like Santeria people say that flies are spies.
Ah, okay.
There's a saying like that. And yeah, flies are definitely attracted to demonic
Wow.
forces and entities because they're attracted to rotten things.
Okay. And so basically that there being a demon in the house alone, that would be rotten, I would
Yeah.
assume. Hmm.
Yes.
Interesting. Um, when and where can we find Paula's show?
It'll be up in about a month, and it will be on YouTube, and it will be on Facebook.
Very cool, very cool. And what is the title of? What are you going to title your channel so they can know to look for it?
Paula Forester's Mysterious Ways.
Okay, Paula Forester's Mysterious Ways. What I'll do is I'll put that in the description below. And I do believe your email is still up there. And anyone, you guys, find her email in our description below this video and contact Paula, and she is really good. If you want a psychic, talk to Paula. Obviously she's really good. But I can't wait till you do your own show. That'll be beautiful.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
fun. We'll have fun with it. I'll do location shoots. Maybe
Sure.
we'll go to some haunted houses.
Oh, that would be cool.
We'll
Yeah,
have
as we've
fun
got
with it.
fall approaching, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's
That would
an
be
old
lovely.
asylum near here that I'd love to get into.
Oh yeah, and a lot of those places are hard to get into. I ran around with a bunch of ghost hunters for a little while a couple of years ago, and a lot of those more famous places are difficult to get into because the city says no, 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 it's too dangerous, whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't want to go through the floor.
right, and that's completely a possibility. But we were able to get
Yeah.
into locations that were actually owned by a person or a store owner or whatever it was, a bar or a restaurant or a big home. People would let us in and call for us, and I miss doing that. I just ran out of time to do that while I was writing and everything else going on in my life. But it was a lot of fun when we did the ghost hunting. And what's weird is that you think you're going to be scared when you're sitting in a darkened attic in a 200-year-old house or whatever, 100-year-old house, and you're all alone with nothing but a voice recorder and a flashlight you can't turn on because they won't, they kind of shy away when they see the light. It's not frightening when you're in that moment. It really isn't. It's just so
No, it's
kind of
not.
cool. No.
Now, I've gone around with professional ghost hunters that have the lasers.
Yeah, we had all that
and
stuff.
the EMFs and the EVPs and the infrared cameras and everything else. And so I've gone around with professional ghost hunters before, and so I've done that, and that's been fun.
It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have had more time. It was like 2018, I want to say. I wish I had more time at that time. But I had to quit because I was, getting kind of worn out because we'd go every other night or something and on the weekends. And Megan, Paula Forster, thank you for taking the time to come on and answer some of our questions.
My pleasure. Thank you, Megan.
Aw. That would be in the window and we couldn't find where they were coming from. I don't know what. Oh, caffeine. How long was your neighbor dead before they found him? Oh, that might be what I missed from you, caffeine. I'm sorry. They would be in the window and we couldn't find where they were coming from. The flies. Okay. We sealed up everything and they were still coming in the apartment. Oh my. That was, I'm assuming after
that place needs a spiritual cleansing.
I agree. I wouldn't live there. Even if they're, the apartment next here is, maybe I'd go to a different place. I don't know. I wouldn't want the flies and the demonic stuff. I can handle ghosts, human ghosts, they're fine.
Yeah.
But not demons.
No.
They're kind of like bullies,
Yeah. Yeah.
They are the bullies of the spirit world. Oh boy. Let's see. He died on a Sunday and they found him in the same day. Okay. Then it wouldn't be enough time to cause there to be any rotting or any fluids. Not after a day, I don't think.
No.
And also, what do you know? I mean, I know you've worked with the police and with private detectives. Do you know about, you may not, but about cadaver dogs? Anyone out there know how new the death has to be? I mean, if I killed someone and dragged them out of my house, like right after I killed them, would the cadaver dogs pick up on that scent of death, or would they just not? Because
I don't know.
I don't know it either. Yeah. Oh, Danielle might. She might know. I should have asked her that night you guys were both on. Darn it. Maybe she'll come back. That would be beautiful if you guys could both come back on. It would be in the window. And okay, we already read that. Ghosts are fine. I agree, right? They're just people. And a lot of times they're exactly as they were in life, and a lot of times they are just simply, I believe, what is sort of like a recording where you see the same motion over and over again. And therefore there's no intelligence behind that. There's kind of like a recording. No, there was no rotting. Thank you, caffeine. That's what I would assume. So I don't know why. I just felt like something spiritual was attached to an overwhelming amount of flies like that. Oh, it would have
absolutely, to. Yes.
Yeah. If it's not caused by the stench or rotting or decaying, whatever, it has to be caused by something weird. Does Paula charge for readings? Yes, she does. How would one go about getting a reading, etc.? Paula, do you want me to put your phone number below too?
You could put my email address.
Okay, we've got that up already. Yeah. How much do you charge for readings?
They can get in touch with me and I'll tell them over the email.
Good.
It varies on the amount of time. It's not a lot.
No, it's not. I know a price that you had quoted me or whatever, and I think that it's very reasonable. I think you should charge more, but yeah, it's very reasonable, guys. Trust me. Let's see here. I just felt like something spiritual. Oh, we already said that. Yeah, I do too. Getting lippy, caffeine Q. Very creepy. Most likely the vents or outlets. Maybe one time I had a woman die next apartment over, and all I got was her grouchy mean spirit. I'm sorry, getting lippy. And Jerry says, perfect. Thank you about your psychic readings. Okay. I had a ball bouncing in my house on its own. Really? That is creepy. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So Paula, what I'll do is I'll double check and make sure that your email address is at the bottom.
Great. Thank you.
And have you gotten anyone called you or contacted you from our last show?
No.
Okay. Make sure when you get off here, could you look at the email I have for you below in the description and make sure it's correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had it wrong one way or something, or Walter had written it wrong in some kind of press release he made for you or something, or I had it wrong one way or the other. But remember when I
It's Forrester, like my last name. Communications, plural, NY, like New York, at gmail.com.
Got it. Not NYC. I think that was the discrepancy. It's only NY. Correct?
NY.
Okay. Yeah, that was where there was a problem there. I don't know if it was Walter or me or one of us put the C on there and it didn't work. Whatever. But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Hold on, let me see. Getting Lippy maintenance looked everywhere. We couldn't find out how they were getting in. Oh, that is creepy. That is really creepy. My wee special needs groundhog. Oh, does he talk to thin air? Oh boy. Yeah, that's kind of like my daughter when she said Baco is in the living room. Kids know. I mean, they have. Oh, it's a bouncing ball. I think I've sort of hit all the comments. But again, everyone, we're going to wrap this here shortly. Paula, is there anything else you would like to say about either the Watts case or about anything?
I think that something's going to come out with the gay lover eventually.
Okay. That's
I
possible.
think the truth will be told. Something's going to come out. I think somebody's looking at him. Mm-hmm. Somebody from law enforcement is still looking at him, so I don't think he's wrapped up totally yet.
Interesting. And he's a young kid. I think he's in his mid-20s now.
Yeah.
But a lot of young people will do whatever their new love interest wants them to do. I know that I've seen young kids like that say they've got a new girlfriend or whatever, and they just do whatever that person wants. And I would see Chris with his fake personality and his fake smile and his fake emotions.
Right.
Easily, a lot of sociopaths are very convincing and very I don't know, they come up with things they get you to do and you don't even know you're getting they're trying to coerce you to do something. So I'm sure he could have talked that poor boy into doing anything for him. So that is definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should try to contact Trent. I don't know. I might. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tanya, for having me on.
Oh, you are thank you for being here. And I don't want to go past. I know you usually like to do hour segments. We've gone a little bit past that one. But I'll have you on again, definitely, if you don't mind, before you launch your channel.
Oh, I'd love it. That would be great. Thank you.
But everyone, thank you so much. That would be a lot of fun. Everybody, thank you so much. If you want to win a book this week, comment here in the live stream. You only have a couple more seconds to do that, or comment below the video and make sure you are subscribed. Those three elements put you into a lottery basically to win a free signed book. I've given away, I think, 3 or 4 now. And the lady who won last week, I wish I had her name up here, but she hasn't responded to me yet. So I'll try again. And then if she doesn't respond, then I'll just give her book to someone else. And maybe she's lost interest in the case or something. But anyway, thank you so much. Yeah, Mia's going to be on. Oh, everybody go over to Mia's channel. I love her. Oh my, she is gorgeous. And she talks for a long time. I talk a lot too, but she usually has very long live streams and I jump in wherever I can. But everyone head over there. I think she's going to be going live soon. Let's see here. Thank you all, Caffeine. Thank you and Paula for this awesome live. Thank you for being here, guys. And I think I'm going to be on tomorrow afternoon with Cher. Cher and I also get along very, very well. And again, we don't always have the same theories, and that's okay. But thank you again, Paula. And I'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Thanks so much. Keep commenting and make sure you subscribe. Bye, everyone. Bye, Paula. Thank you.
Peace out.